Welcome everyone. I am Dr. S.KAILAINATHAN, Astroprofessor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. We are discussing about ME 8351 Manufacturing Technology 1. The course outcome are explain different metal casting process, associated defects, merits and demerits. Compare different metal joining process. Summarize various hot working and cold working methods of metals. Explain various sheet metal making process. Distinguish various methods of manufacturing plastic components. Unit 1. Metal casting process. Contents are sand casting, sand mold, types of pattern, pattern material, pattern allowances, molding sand properties and testing and its applications, core type and its applications, different molding machines and their applications, melting furnace like flash and cupola furnace, principle of special casting process like cell casting process, investment casting process, ceramic mold casting process, pressure die casting process, centrifugal casting process, CO2 casting process, stir casting process, and finally defect in sand casting. These are the content of study in metal casting process, unit number 1 for manufacturing technology 1 course. Introduction. Manufacturing in its broadest sense is the process of converting raw material into useful product. It includes design of the product, selection of raw materials, and the sequence of process through which the product will be manufactured. In casting, any product in the engineering industry will be manufactured in the below method by totally deforming the metal of the required shape, like zeroth process, like casting, forming, forging process. Second one, joining two metals like welding and soldering. This is a positive process. Third one, by removing the excessive material from the raw stock. This is a negative process like machining operations, like lathe machining operation, milling, grinding, anything. Steps involved in making a casting: pattern making, sand mixing and preparation, core making, melting, curing, finishing, testing, heat treatment and retesting. These are the steps involved in making a casting. Casting advantage. Casting is one of the most powerful manufacturing process. It provides a greatest freedom of design in terms of shape, size and quality of product. Casting provides uniform directional properties and better vibration damping capacity of the cast components. Complex and uneconomical shapes which are difficult to produce by other processes can be easily produced by casting process. A product obtained by casting is one piece. Hence, there is no need of metal joining process. Very heavy and bulk product which are difficult to get fabricated may be cast. It also produces reasonable parts. Casting process can be machined and generally used for mass production of components. Different applications of casting: transportation vehicle in automobile engine and trucks, machine tool structures, turbine, wind and power generators, milling house, pump, fitting and valve, railway crossing and aircraft jet engine blades, agricultural parts and sanitary fittings, construction, communication and atomic energy application. These are the different applications using casting. Sand casting is used to produce a wide variety of metal components with complex geometries. These parts can vary gently in size and weight, ranging from a couple pounds to several tons. Some smaller sand casting parts including components as gears, pulley, crankshaft, connecting rod and propellants. Larger application including housing of large equipment and heavy machine waste. For sand casting, the most common metal are iron, steel, brass and aluminum. With these alloys, sand casting can produce small parts that weight less than 1 pound or large parts that weigh several tons. Disadvantage in sand casting: rough surface, poor dimensional accuracy, high machining tolerance, coarse grain structure. These are the difficulties in sand casting. Steps involved in sand casting process. The cavity in the sand mold is formed by packing sand around the pattern. Preparing the mold into two halves. The mold must also contain gating and riser system for internal cavity. A core must be included in mold. A new sand mold must be made for each part. Pour molten metal into the sand mold. Allow metal to solidify. Break up the mold to remove casting. Clean and inspect casting. Heat treatment of casting is sometimes required to improve metallurgical property. This is systematic diagram of a mold sand casting. This is our sand casting image, and this is pattern like split pattern, and next one is a core box and preparing this core, and finally we got the finished casting component like this structure. Okay, initially the molding box like drag and hook will be assembled and to lock with the help of dowel pin, and to prepare the mold and setting the core for correct position with the help of core pin, and to prepare for curing cup and riser and gating systems. Okay, next image. This is a step-by-step sequence of work for sand casting. First, step 1, the drag molding box will be inversely filled, and to set the flat sided half pattern and to fill the packing sand around the pattern and fill the drag molding box. The existing molding sand will be removed with the help of striking off. The second step, the hook molding box is set on the drag molding box, and both the molding box will be locked with the help of dowel pin. After that, remaining half of the pattern will be assembled split pattern on the nearby purist pin and riser pin will be set. After that, the packing sand will be split and rammed. After ramming, the hook and drag molding boxes splitting, and to remove the split patterns and pure pin and riser pin. Again, the molding box will be assembled and locked with the help of dowel pin. After that, preparing some vent hole for escaping gases during the molding time. And finally, step 6, the molten metal, like a liquid stage molten metal, pour into the mold cavity like this one, a red color. After this molten metal filling the mold cavity, excess metal will be raised in the riser and vent hole itself. After filling the molten metal into the mold cavity, the metal will be getting some time for solidifying. After solidifying, the casting is removed from mold and clean the surface and to adapt to testing and using to applications. Okay. Thank you everyone.